8.3 Java annotations. Remember, in our second servlet configuration, we use Java annotations. So in this video, 8.3, I want to talk about some basic knowledge for the Java annotations. At the beginning of Java, there was no such technology. Early versions of Java, no such technology. So then, after some times, then people realize, oh, if we can do things like this with annotation, we can, put a lot of useful information together with our Java class files, then it will be very convenient. So for that reason, at Java version 1.5, that version, this annotation technology was added. Now it is very popular. So right now, this technology is extremely popular. So we have to learn some basics of Java annotations. All right. First, let's look at what is some simple properties. Annotations are tags. Looks like tags, element tags, that you insert into your source code, your Java source code, so that some tool can process them. Here you can see some tool. It relies on some tool. Without that special tool, it is useless. It is useless without the appropriate tool for that annotation. It is useless. Okay? Yeah. Let's look at the tools. The tools can operate on source level, or they can process class file into which the compiler has placed annotations. Here, there are two ways to process Java annotations. The first way, the source way. Source way. It's easy, right? Because source text file, some text processor can easily parse the Java text file. So then do some necessary processing work. But another way, the second way, the class way. Java class way. Class way, your Java class is already compiled. We know after compilation, you get a binary code, right? Bytecode. So people call it, some intermediate level bytecode. So not executable bytecode. So executable still, you need another round conversion, you get executable. So it's a bytecode. Bytecode, that special tool here, the special tool can also process annotations embedded in the bytecode. Bytecode, Actually here, let us imagine class file. Okay? We know class file, so you have compiled the bytecode, right? But at the same time, you need to also store annotation information somewhere that can be extracted easily by special annotation tool. So things like that. So you can imagine situation like you cannot see it, but here we try to imagine, try to understand. All right. Annotation do not change the way in which your programs are compiled. All right. So the binary bytecode, Java instructions do not get changed. The same as before. With annotation, without annotation, the same as before. Yeah. But the annotation information is placed somewhere that can be extracted by special annotation processing tool. Yeah. All right. So the Java compiler generates the same virtual machine instructions with or without the annotations. That part you cannot change. Yeah. Yeah. In that way, so we don't worry about the usual Java instructions, JVM instructions, okay, virtual machine instructions. Yeah. But we add some important information into this code. Yeah. All right. Okay. Add an annotation. The way to add annotation. We saw it. Pretty easy. Yeah. An annotation is used like a modifier. Yeah. So you add to it. Add it. You add that information to your Java class, some specific location somewhere. Okay. Yeah. Placed before the annotated item without semicolon. It is not a usual Java statement. It's not a regular Java statement. So you do not put a semicolon at the end of your annotation. Okay, yeah. The name of each annotation is preceded by an @ symbol. Yeah, yeah. So we saw that. Very simple. Yeah. Precedence. Here we need to look at the precedence case, because when you have your Java resources configured in both ways, the web.xml way and annotation way, right? Yeah, two ways for the same servlet. You can imagine for the same servlet. You may ask why we do that, but later you may have a reason to do that, right? Later you may have a reason to do that. But here, let's assume when we have that situation, we need to follow this precedence rule. Okay, yeah, what's that? Yeah, if you use both techniques to map a servlet to a URL, the mapping in the web.xml overrides the mapping in the annotation. Yeah, so you can see the one we use in the web.xml has the precedence over the annotation way. Why? So you may, yeah, because you may want to ask why. Why not the other way around, right? Why the annotation way overrides the web.xml way? Yeah, because the web.xml way overrides annotation way. It will be more convenient. Think about it, it will be more convenient, right? Yeah. In one location, if I want to change my annotation information, yeah. Think about, I already used the annotation way to put some important information in my Java code. But later, I changed my mind. Okay? Yeah, I feel I want to change some of pieces of information. Yeah. So then I just go to the web.xml, then I make the change. All right. I do not need to go back to the original Java code. Yeah. Because if I change the original Java code, I need to recompile it, right? I need to do recompilation. But if I just change my web.xml, I do not need to do recompilation. So more convenient, right? Yeah, much more convenient. Yeah. So for that reason, this preceding rule makes sense. Yeah. All right. Next, why use annotations? Yeah. All right. It relies on processing tools. Without processing tools, it's useless. Okay. Yeah. Because only some specific annotation tools that can understand the meaning of these annotations. Yeah. Otherwise, think about the situation. If you don't have appropriate annotation processing tools, that's just, the annotation lines will be ignored by the compiler. Okay? Yep. Nothing ignored, just like comments. They will be ignored. Okay? Yeah. All right. Main uses. Yeah. Here in our situation, automatic generation of auxiliary file, configuration file, web.xml, deployment descriptor, such as the deployment descriptor or being information classes. Being information. So what's that being information? That is the Spring Framework terminology. Spring Framework terminology. Now, in the second half of this class, I will introduce the Spring Framework. Second half, yeah. First half, we learned the foundation, Servlet JSP. So the second half, I will give you some advanced technologies. Spring Framework, yeah. All right. Automatic generation of code for testing, logging, transaction, semantics, and so on. Yeah, so you can see, you can do a lot of things. Now, here, if you use the annotation way to do all these things, it will be very convenient, very simple. Yeah, one line, just through one particular, important information configuration. Yeah, so simple. Yeah. And before the annotation way was created, in the old way, when you want to do all these configurations extremely complicated, you need to do so many things. So very complicated. Yeah. At that time, configuration is a big thing. Yeah. When you develop Java web applications, the most difficult part is the configuration part. Yeah. At old time, configuration. Very difficult. At old time, yeah. With the annotation technology, it becomes much easier. Yeah. So right now, yeah, it becomes much easier. Much easier. All right. Yeah. With this annotation technology. Okay. Yeah. So nice. So Java developers love this technology. So it is so popular now. Yeah. All right. Yeah. The purpose, make configuration easier. Yeah. So that's that point. Yeah. All right. But one thing at the end, it cannot replace the old way. Yeah. Don't feel with this, improved or easier way for configuration, we just completely eliminate the old way. XML, old way we call XML-based configuration, right? Because we use web.xml, right? Yeah. XML-based configuration. Do not feel you can completely eliminate XML-based. It's wrong, because there is something pretty important. You have to use the XML-based configuration. You cannot use the annotation way to do the configuration. Here, let me give you a simple example. Okay, simple example. Think about, we need to create more than one servlet instance. How about that? More than one servlet instance. Can you use the annotation way to do it? Right? Think about that. Okay? Yeah. And many other things. And many other things we need to do. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let me stop our video 8.3 right here. Yeah.